Hello everyone, welcome back to Cloud Institution again. Cloud Institution is the best um, cloud training institution in Bangalore. So today in this video we're going to see one of the another very important interview question, which is AWS interview question on VPC. Okay, so now the question is going to be, what is the difference between NACL and the security group? Okay, so this is really an important question in terms of interview. Okay, so if you go for interview for security purpose, the interviewer will be asking, so you can expect this question almost like 90% of the times, during the interview for VPC. Okay, what is the difference between NACL and security group? Okay, so the answer for this question will be, so NACL operates as the instance level. Security group is operates as the instance level. Okay, so for example, if you wanted to, okay, if you want to write something, so if this is a subnet, okay, if this is a subnet, and if you have instances inside, okay, so the security group will be protecting on the instance level. Okay, this is the EC2 instances, EC2, EC2 1 and EC2 2, EC2 2, EC2 2, and let's say for example this is EC2 instance 1. Right, so the security group, this is the security group, right? This is security group, and so this is subnet. Okay, so now now what happens is that the security group will be acts as the firewall for the instance level. Okay, so whereas NACL will be acts as a firewall for a subnet level. Okay, so this is the NACL. Okay, so this is the NACL. Okay, so any traffic whichever comes in, so the NACL will allow or deny the traffic from the internet, right? So internet or wherever it is, so whenever the traffic comes and it allow from the NACL, and that will be protected from the subnet level. Okay, so that will be protected from the subnet level. Whereas once the traffic goes inside, okay, so then we have another layer of security, which is the security groups that will be accessed, that's allowed only for the instance level. Okay, this is the kind of firewall for to be able to access only in terms of the instance level. Okay, so that is what the first question is. Operate at the instance level and then operate as the subnet level. So supports allow rules only. Supports allow and deny rules. Okay, let's see what is allow rules and deny rules. Okay, let's go to the NACL. Okay, and the security group. Okay, so we have security group and then NACL. Okay, if you see the NACL, if you say NACL, so in the inbound, if you go for inbound, so you see, so there is a deny rules also is there, allow and deny rules. Okay, so will be there. Okay, so whereas in security group, if you go for any security group, okay, there is no allow and deny rule, it has only allow rules. Okay, so we cannot have a deny rules here. Okay, that is the second option. Supports allow rules only and support allow and deny rules. Okay, it is stateful. Security group is stateful. Return traffic is automatically allowed regardless of the regardless of any rules. Okay, so the what you mean by this, what you mean by this one is that the stateful means it remembers the traffic connection. So if any connection traffic goes inside, it remembers that it has to allow the same traffic outside also. Okay, but in terms of NACL, it is stateless. So return traffic must be explicitly allowed by the rule. Okay, so there is no default allow for this particular NACL groups. Okay, so evaluate all rules before deciding whether to allow the traffic. Okay, the process rules in the number order when deciding whether to allow the traffic. For example, so evaluate all rules before deciding whether to allow the traffic, which means that if you go for a security group, okay, so we have all the rules, right? We have all the rules. Port number 80 and 22 has been enabled for this particular rule. Okay, now so the traffic will be allowed, regardless of any kind of a priorities. Okay, it doesn't go through priority. Okay, so it evaluates all the rules. It evaluates 80 and 22, so something like that. Okay, so even though if you have so many so many ports, so it evaluates everything. Based on that, it will allow. But in NACL, okay, so you'll be having a rule number, right? So based on the numbers, it will allow. Okay, so the rules will be from the lower to higher. you know so so this is what it is. So we can have a 1 2 3 4 5 6, something like that. So whatever the number you can have. And now we have two rules which is having, so 100, and another one is star. Okay, so now this is kind of a number rules, right? So this is what it has been mentioning here. So evaluate all the rules before deciding so before deciding whether to allow or not, evaluates all the rules. So process rules in the number order, okay, when deciding the whether to allow the traffic. Okay, hope you understand this particular point, right? So it goes through the numbers, and it doesn't go through numbers, it evaluates all the traffic. So applies to the instances only, if someone specify to the security group, so when launching the instances, associate the security group with the instances later on. Okay, automatically applies to all instances in the subnet, and it's associated with the subnet to the, with not subject to the user to the specific in the security group. So what do you mean by this one is that we already discussed this one, right? So for example, if this is security group, okay, so if you're creating one more instances, okay, so EC2 3, EC2-3. Now what happens is that, so this particular instances is not being secured by the security group, okay, because we need to go explicitly, and we need to attach the, we need to attach the security group to the instances. It has to be explicit association. But what happens here is that, so in the subnet, whatever, because the NACL will be act as a subnet level, all the instances, whatever is been creating under the subnet will be automatically be, secured by the NACL. All the traffic automatically will be controlled by this NACL. Okay, that's what the answer is being mentioning over here. Okay, so that's all about this, guys. So hope you understand this difference between security group and then NACL. Okay, so this is a very, very important interview questions, guys. Please be prepared on these questions. Okay, so for the better result in the interview. Okay, so hope you like this video. If you're preparing for an interview, if you wanted to see more questions like this in the future, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and please follow us on Instagram and everywhere. So we'll be posting a lot of questions like this in the future. Okay, thank you so much for watching.